It's about time. Your time. Fox 11 Tucson Now Sports.
Wildcat breakdown. The Arizona Wildcats have finished the non-conference part of their schedule after a 47-28 win over Hawaii. I'm David Kelly, joined as always by Glenn Howell, U of A football class of 1985. And Glenn, 2-1 is the record. Could have easily have been 3-0 like it normally is, but still a ton of questions unanswered about this team. Let's start on offense. Brandon Dawkins, much more efficient in this ball game. And the thing about Brandon, and you know me, I've talked about it before. If I was drafting a team tomorrow, the style of quarterback that Brandon Dawkins is not the quarterback that I would draft because I'm a pocket quarterback kind of guy. But for what he does in being able to run the football, he does it extremely well in what they ask him to do inside this offense.
Well, Dave, what he did yesterday was that he really stayed in the pocket a little longer instead of running right away. So I thought he did some good reads there. I thought he did some really good go down through his progressions on each one of his receivers, which was really, really good. I think that he now needs to be able to be more efficient on seeing outside the box when he's looking at his players when he's reading down the field.
And the play on the 56-yard touchdown with Sean Brown was particularly impressive.
I really like that, is that what he did is that he turned his shoulders, he saw him, and he actually said, oh my gosh, I think he said, this guy's wide open, I'm going to relax and throw the ball. And that's what he did. He relaxed and had a great throw, and it was a touchdown. So that's what he has to do. He was a little bit jittery in that first game, but I think he's relaxed. And now I feel a little more comfortable with him coming in for a new.
Okay, so what do you do? First of all, let me see. Just judging by what I saw, by Anu sitting there again, I don't think he doesn't look like he's ready to play next week to me. I think this is going to be a little bit longer than maybe just 2 games. It may be next week. It may be the week after that. So I think the decision could potentially be easy for Brandon Dawkins or for Rich Rodriguez to go with Brandon Dawkins against Washington. But what do you do if you have to make a decision there?
My decision, I go with Brandon. I go with Brandon and bring it, and the bullpen in is going to be a new. I think that's what we got to do. I think we got to let Brandon develop each game. He's got to get better. But you know what? The next game is Washington, the best defense possibly in the country. So we got to look at him, how he does. He's going to have to be relaxed, and the offensive line has to have the best game of the year.
Well, you talked about the offensive line. I thought Freddie Tagaloa maybe had his best game as a Wildcat blocking, and I'm really impressed with what they're doing with the tight ends, with Josh Kern and Trevor Wood in that double blocking kind of scheme there on the edge to clear the run game.
And what they're doing with that, Dave, is that they're using the tight end as a pulling guard. So he's getting up in the hole and getting the first body that he sees and putting a body on him. So that's what it's good for the tight end. But you know what I like to see? I like to see that same situation, going up in the hole and fake the run and pass him the ball. That's what we need to do. We need to have the tight end more involved with the pass game.
And J.J. Taylor, my goodness, I don't think I've seen spin moves like that since a guy by the name of Barry Sanders back in the day. He was that good. I think Calvin McGee was sitting up in the box there with his hand on the B button in that game.
Yeah, I think he was playing great, but I've seen that before. I think I've seen that before because I played with Dave Adams. Dave Adams, if we ever find some film of that guy, he's going to be looking, we're going to look at JJ, and they're going to say that might have been Dave Adams. Dave Adams was a great running back here back in the 80s, and I think that we need that kind of a back here, and we haven't had that back since Dave. So I think that give him the ball. Get him in space, though. We got to get him in space because that's where he's great at.
All right, so let's switch over to the defense here real quickly. This is a team that has not been able to get off the fields. Third downs, Hawaii was very effective, and that's Hawaii. You got Washington, a team that can pass the ball coming in here on Saturday.
Dave, what I liked a little bit, was they played a little bit of a press coverage. I saw that. I was excited about that. And then they backed off. And then they went back to the 10 yards off, 5 yards off. I thought our defense played okay, not really that good because we didn't have any 3-and-outs. We haven't had a 3-and-out in 3 games. And look at our opponents. So we have to be able to be better in that situation. Because otherwise, if we don't get 2 turnovers per game, we're going to be in some trouble.
And Rich Rod says he wants 6 3-and-outs a game, and they haven't gotten any. And the laundry list of injuries is large. Nick Wilson may not play. Gerhard DeBeer did not play in that game. DeAndre Miller went out. Tellis Jones went out. I mean, there were young kids, Tristan Cooper, Isaiah Hayes, John Kinney, that got a trial by fire, and it's only going to get tougher for them come Saturday night against the Washington Huskies. All right, we will preview that game coming up for you on Friday.